Testing.
Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered, rewriting your bones. A boat, adrift, on a shimmering path, broadcasting hope and maybe a laugh. A spiral tongue of mischievous wit, just trying to soften life's hard hit. We stand together, although you roam. My voice will guide you and bring you home. Through midnight mists and candle glow, stories ripple, soft and slow. Whispers weave where shadows play, and dreamers wake before the day. Tune your heart where the wild winds blow, and follow the tide to the radio. Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered, deep in your bones. The rivers hum, the path calls, echoes dance through the ancient halls. A spiral tongue of moonlit wit whispers truths you half admit. We drift together, and though apart we roam, my voice is always a current and will always lead you home. Beneath the dark, the dream unfolds, silver threads through the stories told. Beneath each breath the night hums low. The pulse, the wave, the undertow, surrender softly, let it flow, and lose yourself in the dark moon radio.
Good morning. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio. Here we go again. It's 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. It's a balmy 8 degrees out there, and there's a little bit of blue sky showing. Just a tad, just a little bit. How are we doing? Did you have a good weekend? Weekend. What weekend was that? There's something, just a couple of days went by. Hope you got yourself a good cup of tea and sitting and chilling. If not, well, off to work. Hi ho, you lucky bugger. Ah, dear. Yeah, we've got swans outside, so I'm just trying to put together the dopamine hit for this morning, my morning story. Let's double check my levels. Yep, we're working. It's working. It's all working. Ah, dear, Simmy. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio. Let's get real. Yeah, let's get real. My goodness, what a weekend. There was like a lot of things happening in the world. Even if you're not sort of got the news on, it's like there's a lot of things going on. It's like, it's almost like too much sometimes. You're just like, okay, I'm going to curl up in a little ball, go read a book. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to get involved. That's kind of where I was. And then I got suckered back into it all over again. What I'm talking about particularly is Iran and all of that exciting stuff. And I worry about people. I don't shouldn't do, but I worry about people. And you're it's a weird thing. It's like I get this mentality of we're not meant to be a global village. We're meant to sort of just have a little tiny village of a couple hundred people, and we worry about that a lot. I would do that a lot easier than this whole global thing. However, okay, it's happening in the world. Let's try and find out what is happening from various sources, various points of view. I don't have a fixed point of view on this. I'm quite I try and get information from lots of places. Oof. It's a scary business though when you're trying to look up information. I've decided that it's probably not good for my nervous system and I should just chill out a bit more. It's like I'm not going to sort all I just aware that people are getting hurt and it's like I ought to be doing something about it. I don't know why I'm wired up that way, that somehow I feel I need to be helping people. And it's like, well, did they ask? Are they, do you even know them? Would they appreciate it? No, then sit down and shut up. That's what, but I still have this sort of idea that this sort of thing shouldn't happen. You know, it shouldn't happen. Yes, you can say, oh, well, they're wronging a right, righting a wrong. Yes, they're righting a wrong. And they are making sure that less people get hurt later on. I've heard those arguments too. And there are some people that you cannot mend. And a way of life and a way of things. And I'm pretty aware of the fact that, and I'm going to use the word Islam, woohoo, cannot really be, I don't know, worked with a lot of people. I couldn't work under an Islamic society. I'd be really screwed up. Some light just appeared. Flashing lights. Why have I got flashing lights? But yeah, it's like some people can't work together. All right. I can't work together with certain groups either. So I get it. But surely there must be a better way. Well, we don't know. I don't know enough of the situation, and that's a problem. I've heard how, the British Empire is coming to an end now, and I'm like, well, the British Empire really has been weak potatoes for a long time now. What do you think? Anyway, answers on a postcard. Good morning to the people on WhatsApp. Good morning to Twitch. I have to put some greeting things up onto Twitch. I have to finish my story. Let's have some power. Let's ramp up the power.
Hear me now as the circle spins, a spell of power that rises within. From breath to word, from word to tone, I claim my voice, I make it known. Let rhythm gather, let cadence grow, let the truth in my marrow begin to flow. With every line my present expands, a leader who rises by heart, not hands. My voice is a beacon, a silver flame, drawing the weary, the curious, the sane, resonant, steady, magnetic in flight, a star that speaks in the hush of the night. Let those who hear feel called to me, like waves returning to their sea. Let listening deepen, let interest spark, let echoes follow long after the dark. By breath and beat, by pulse and spell, my stories hold where others fell. I speak in layers, root, bone, sky, a voice remembered when moments no force, fly. No bind, no shadowed chain, just truth that rises through loss and pain. Authentic fire, a sovereign tone, the strength that stands and lives alone. I sing, I speak, I weave, I rise. My voice is heard through many eyes, magnetic, bright, enduring, clear. I call my people ever near. As the spiral turns, my reach grows wide, flowing outward, tide by tide. Those meant to hear will feel the call, a gentle pull, the softest draw. Round and round the spiral weaves, the power gathers, the power breathes. Spell begins, voice awoken, spell begins again. What I speak, the world will keep. Round and round the spiral weaves, power gathers, power breathes. Voice awoken, old and deep. What I speak, the world will keep. Voice awoken, old and deep. What I speak, the world will keep. Round and round the spiral weaves, the power gathers, the power breathes. I speak, I sing, I weave, I rise. My voice is heard through many eyes. Magnetic, bright, enduring, clear. I call my people ever near. From breath to word, from word to tone, I claim my voice, I make it known.
My voice is heard through many eyes. I love that phraseology. I came up with that a long time ago. Right, that's Twitch sorted out. Hello, Twitch. Very strange Twitch sometimes, but there we go. It's strange for me. Might be pretty normal. Oop, what have we got here? Sold my tent over the weekend. That was nice. Put a tent up on Facebook Marketplace. Well, I was going to bin it, and it was like, no, let's see if I can get some money for it. So I sold it on Facebook Market. Cleaning out my van, gonna sell that, gonna put it on the market, swap it for something a little bit smaller. I don't need so much space. It's also a bit expensive to run. Well, not really, but I think I can find something a little bit more cheaper, I think is the word, to run at least. But I have had fun in this van. This van has been fun. But it's time to move it on, so I've got to clear it all out. I've got to get cleaned. There's growing green fluff on the outside. That's always not a good sign. It's outside. It's going to get. I'll give it a nice, clean, shiny, clean. Right, where is my? There it is. It's here. Yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place, but that's what you get first thing in the morning. The weekend. Right, here's like the dopamine effect. The weekend shouted, "Spring!" Okay, not the Mediterranean postcard version, not the blossom confetti and cafe tables. I need a holiday. One year I'll get a holiday. A wet, slightly grizzled, wind in your face British spring. But it was a British spring, nevertheless. The boat moved. First lock of the season done. There's something very, like, ceremonial and ritual about that. Water levels shifting, gates opening, little resistance, then forward motion. And now we're somewhere quieter. Fewer lights. No rattling train station soundtracks in the background. Just muddy paths and open fields where the dog can properly stretch into a run. A balmy 8 degrees, which in British terms is practically tropical optimism. I mean, like, wow. The patchwork skies are a blue and stitched between clouds. The clouds of bugs are also doing their annual, we live here now. And yeah, you just wear glasses when you walk through a cloud of bugs. Keep your mouth shut. Birdsong going full-on surround sound, and the local cockerel is absolutely convinced it's personally invented the dawn. The drama swans are back. Yeah, we kind of moved into their territory, I think. And the dog and the swans had their traditional standoff. Posturing, boundary negotiations, mutual suspicion, growly, 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 bark, 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 hiss, hiss, hiss. Yeah, a few snappy bits at each other, but there's no actual violence, all right? These guys, they don't fight. I mean, my dog doesn't fight either. He's just, puts up. But the swans definitely, like, hiss, bark, growl, hiss, bark, growl. No violence, just theatre. And everybody got fed, okay? The swan's got a stale bread roll, dog got his biscuits, and even the cat got his bit of food as well. So everybody got fed. It's like order restored. And that's spring, really. Movement, mud, minor confrontations. Life asserting itself in slightly chaotic ways. Nothing glamorous, nothing filtered, just the world shrugging off winter and getting on with it. And here's the thing, right? The first lock has been done. That kind of matters. It's something like physically shifting position that tells your nervous system we're not stuck. The season's changing. The scenery is changing. And so am I. So are you. Not dramatically, but undeniably. This one feels like a infrastructure mode spring. Not blossom. Well, there is a little bit of blossom, some of the trees. Logistics, forward motion, slightly damp socks. That sort of level, right? It's like, it's the good stuff. It keeps you grounded, it keeps you present. It's the reason why we're here and why we're doing it, what we do. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of like, okay. Moving the boat, yeah, I got some good video. Go up on my Facebook, you got some video. And it's kind of like, yeah, regulated life. Life continues. It goes on. And it hurt. Don't get me wrong. I'm sore. There was some pain involved. Like those gate locks are like pretty stiff sometimes, and that's hard work. And yeah, you got to cross one of them. So you there's all this water pouring in, and you have to cross the lock on the lock. And I'm scared every time I do it. I feel the fear and do it anyway. But it's okay. It's like worth it. It's worth the pain. It's worth the little bit of fear. It's worth the whole movement and momentum forward. And then you can sort of come back and sit and relax, put the fire on, get a cup of tea, and go, okay, we've done our bit. And it's our home, and it's like, yeah, it's okay. And that's basically spring is sprung. Right, let's play a little tune. I don't know what I'm doing this morning. Seem to be in a little bit fuzzy. I did line one up. This is rotten. All the rotten stuff. Because, do you know what? It's compost. All of this is compost. Rotten, insipid.
insidious, nasty, bitter, and not fun. Life gets twisted when you stay on the run. Low frequency black magic being cast, traditional rotten ways falling fast.
Awareness breaks the rotting spell's hold.
Laughter with an edge, sharp, cool, and cruel, making blood money out of breaking the rules. Leaving families bleeding, quietly ignored, sacrifice offered to someone else's reward. But the trick is subtle, that's the sting. You do not see the cage until you feel the ring. It slips on smooth like a promise or a kiss. And that's how they make you call it bliss. Every step forward costs a piece of your soul, till you wake up one day and you're no longer whole. Yet knowledge is power, the old one said. The spell starts to break the moment it's read. When you name the trap for the trap that it is, the glamour cracks open, no more fizz. Your sight sharpens keen through the lies, and the truth stands steady behind your eyes. Sight sharpens keen through the lies, and truth stands steady behind your eyes. Your sight sharpens keen through the lies, and truth stands steady behind.
There we go. Rotten. You got up today. Maybe that was easy, maybe it took everything you had. Either way, you did it. Tomorrow is uncertain. Right now is yours. Dark Moon Radio, we see you. We really do. Excuse me. I'm trying to drink tea and it's going down the wrong way. Ah, dear. So, yes, lots of things to talk about. In fact, sometimes I've got too many things to talk about. I should just shut up. I start to witter on about all kinds of things. But there we go. There's one of the things is astrology. Now, you see, I've been questioning my leap into astrology because I always figured, I would just talk about sort of the basic parts of astrology. And I'm like, the more I look into it, the more, I'm a little bit, I take the piss out of it. But there are some people who don't, and some people are pretty good with it. So they use it as an intuition. But then I'm worried about people who use it as a life direction. Do people really do that? Do people sort of look up their astrology and think, right, well, this is what it's going to do for me today? I get a little, I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that. That's a bit obsessive. That's like where it becomes a religion. And it took the girlie on Facebook, the ex-Mormon, to point this out to me. And it's like, okay, she has a valid point that when people follow and shape their lives around something, that's a religion. Okay, so it's like, I don't want to make this stuff into a religion. I'm better sticking in my own lane, I must admit. I've got my cards here. I've got a little crystal ball. I've got Alan's disc, a little black disc. I can do my own sort of interpretation of what the world is doing. And I might just do that rather than go down the astrology route. The other thing is, I'd rather follow nature. I'd rather follow like the circles and what planets are around. So astronomy rather than astrology. But I'm still quite fascinated by Penny's stuff. Penny Shelton. Yeah, I follow her, and she's got her March cosmic forecast, and it is kind of fun to take the piss out of this stuff, but please don't take it seriously, okay? Because yeah, I don't think you should plan your life around this. I think you should just take a note of it. And when they start saying, Mercury's gone into retrograde, it means all your communication is fucked, so don't do that. No, it doesn't, right? It just means maybe it's not necessarily an outside thing, it's an inside thing. It means that you might not get your words out straight for a bit. Your brain may be a little bit foggy, but even that, you don't plan for the best. I'm still thinking she has a point about people who turn these things into religion. I'm not talking to obsessive people. I'm talking to people that are smart and done their own homework, and they know that I'm just having a little giggle at some of these things. When I start talking about Uranus as your bottom, you know that I'm just having a piss take. Okay, I don't necessarily follow or understand when things go square or conjunct. I'm just taking the piss out of that. But I do understand when we are like sort of full blood moon lunar eclipse coming up, right? I understand that like we're really close to one now, so there's like a tide building, right? It's growing inside of you that has nothing to do with you, and take a note that you may be a little bit emotional and it's building. So if you've got something that's you're really pissed off about, right, it's going to be a little bit more so. And this is what I take note of, because I want to know how my body is mostly water, and water is controlled an awful lot by the moon and the planets and the tides. Just as much as the tides of the ocean are, my body is. So kind of, it's a heads up. That's it. It's nothing more than that. So we are like, I think it's tomorrow. You see, I don't feel like it's imminent, but it's like tomorrow or the next day. I think Tuesday. I shall consult. But we have a lunar blood moon eclipse coming up. Right, now, this doesn't mean to say batten down the hatches, the end of the world is nigh. Though a lot of people enjoy that sort of thing. All it means is basically you're a little tiny bit over emotional about stuff. Right, come on, look at the calendar. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I thought so. Tuesday, it's full moon, lunar, blood moon eclipse, all of that stuff. 11:38. So tomorrow morning, 11:38. That interests me far more than the conjunct stuff. But let's listen to what Penny has to say about it. Mars is going to move into Pisces tomorrow and begin separating from its square to your bottom. It's still very much inside the atmosphere. I don't know what, though the nervous system hasn't exhaled yet. So in other words, it's still building. Okay, that to me is useful information. I'm not making a religion out of it. It's just saying that my nervous system, it may not be just me. And quite frankly, I have to pay attention to my nervous system these days because I managed to screw that up quite a bit. Okay, so today's sky is layered. Ceres conjunct Eris, the archetype of nourishment meeting the archetype of disruption. That sounds that sounds like a digestion problem. Two coming together, themes around protection, resources, and fairness tends to surface. It's not fair. It's part of you moaning that. Part of me moans that sometimes. I listen to it and goes, yeah, well, get over it. On a collective level, that can coincide with tension around alliances, leadership, or territory. It doesn't require panic to acknowledge. When does it require panic? It'd be interesting to acknowledge that the geopolitical climate remains volatile. No shit, really? They're bombing each other in the Middle East again. Do you know, I have been alive a long time now. I feel like I've been alive a long time now. And I grew up in the Middle East. And do you know what? They like bombing each other over there. Okay? It's like sibling rivalry. They just like it. All right, it's not civilized, absolutely. But as long as I've been alive, they've been bombing the Middle East. Um, and it's not funny, and I hate it, but it's not my culture. I can't do anything about it because it's not my culture. I'm getting onto political stuff, but it's not fair. That's where I'm at. And on a collective level, can side with tension around alliances, leadership, or territory. Yeah, we haven't got a leader. We've got a wet drip. But there we go. Simply requires awareness. So just be aware. Why? Why must I be aware of this? What I find is especially interesting is the way that the moon moves today. She forms a series of aspects to Chiron, Hygeia, Eros, and Ceres, activating healing, health, protection, and emotional processing in a clear sequence. Okay, that's interesting. There's a pattern here of tending and recalibrating before something culminates. Venus also forms tension with Hygeia. That sounds like a girl fight. Highlighting the subtle friction between comfort and responsibility, between wanting ease and knowing that something still needs proper care. Okay. It's not the eclipse energy itself. It feels more like an emotional preparation for that. You may notice heightened sensitivity, stronger protective instincts, conversations about agreements or commitments, or even the impulse to clean. Oh, I could always do with one of those. Just give me the impulse. Organize and nourish your body more intentionally. All that fits the pattern. You see, that I like knowing that that's where the influence is. That's where the tide is right now. Okay, so if I have a sudden urge to clean, which does happen occasionally, I go in short bursts. Um, okay, nourish my body a little bit better, fine. The collective field may feel agitated, yeah, just a tad. That doesn't mean you need to internalize it. Awareness does not require absorption. Just because everybody else in the global authority is losing their shit doesn't mean to say you have to. Okay. If anything, today is an invitation to tend your own ecosystem carefully. Hydrate. Oh, don't forget to hydrate. Ah, fuck off. Step outside, limit unnecessary stimulation. Clarify the conversation that's been lingering. Strengthen alliances that actually sustain you and protect what genuinely nourishes your life. This is not religious. This is general baseline guidance and advice. I like this. Eclipses reveal what has been building beneath the surface. Today allows you to feel what's rising. So when the culmination arrives, you are steady rather than startled. Thank you, Penny. That was very nice. That was very nice, Penny. It's like, okay, fine. Now we know what the tide is. We can adjust ourselves accordingly. I don't think that that's a religion. I'm not giving any dictation here. But March, I might have to look at this and do some piss-taking articles about it on Substack. Check out my Substack. It's growing. My Substack's growing. Of course it is. But a lot of people are clicking likes and they're sharing it. So I thank you very much. But Substack, if you could subscribe, it's free, right? Don't worry about the paid version. I'm not building the paid version yet. I will when I have hundreds and thousands of people, I guess. But at the moment, it's just me amusing myself. And you've got basically Kate Silverness is the main one. Kate Silverness, I tried to change that, but it's too much of a headache. So then you've got Weaves of Waves Net, and you've got Dark Moon Rocks. So all of three of those are set up. Now one day we'll have the Temple Without Walls. That's my dream. That's my goal and my ambition is to set up the Temple Without Walls. But we're not there next. Morning, Alan. Hiya. Is on WhatsApp, the Dark Moon community on WhatsApp. Hello, peoples. They get to chat to me. They get all my music and my podcasts that come out first. It all goes on to the WhatsApp community. They get the exclusiveness. Yeah. Right, dog is barking at swans again. So just ignore the dog, because I know I do. If somebody gets on the boat, he's stop it, you. If somebody gets on the boat rocks, right? It's just like doop, it really, really thuds and moves around. So you always know if there's somebody on the boat. He just barks at them. It's probably the swans again. Right, let's play another tune. I'm going to make some more. You see, yes, last week I just did the Lilith one. I don't think I did any more. I've also got podcasts that I've got to finish off writing, and I love my hypnotic stories. I don't know if anybody else does, but I enjoy making those. They're part hypnosis, part meditation, part story time. And I've blended it together, and I love making them. It's like you put in NLP language. A lot of my stuff, in fact, most of my stuff has NLP language, okay? Designed to empower. It's everywhere these days. I'm not the only one doing it. I'm just being very, very open and honest about it. Okay, people, what you listen to has got subliminals in it. Like David Icke has been spouting this for decades, but everybody's doing it, and I'm trying to empower. So I want to empower people to see what is being done. Once you are aware of the pattern, you can do your own stuff with it. As long as you're aware of it, I don't mind it. But my stuff is all for self-empowerment, self-growth, self-discovery, that sort of level. And it's great fun. It's really, really great fun when you're layering up the spells, right? So you've got the baseline spell of what the conscious mind is listening to. So that's the story. And it's just repetitive, and there's ebbs and flows, and there's emotional dips and stuff like that. And then you weave in a sort of a secondary line where there is a sort of I suppose a plot, a direction that you're taking people in. So this is the first level of manipulation. And yeah, that's what spells are all about. All my music has a little bit of lines of manipulation, and they're gentle, and I've tried to make them fairly obvious. Spot them, because pattern recognition is first step in avoiding the pattern is knowing of its existence. That comes out June. So this one is Wander Alone. This world seems designed to lose all you can hold, letting go of what since birth you've been sold, finding a reason no one else has a truth, and not getting bogged down in the obvious con. Tough line to walk, but we're told not to talk. But in my dreams and reasons I find designed to so many ways you can hold, letting go of what since birth that you've been sold. No one else has a truth that you can call your own. But you can borrow them until you find it, one that you can call your own. Reasons are yours to find and let flow, and once found you are seriously in the know. Once found, you are seriously. They'll tell you how to think and feel, promise you some grand ideal, but their compass won't point you home. Seems designed to you have to wander the world alone, so you're letting go of what since birth through the doubt. And that's how you'll figure it all out. No one else has a truth that can be loaned, so you can have to find your own. You have to find your own. You have to find your own. And the one that sets your soul alight and finds your own. Yes, it's very necessary. It's very, very necessary, I think, to wander the world alone, to travel, to yeah, before people should settle down, get married and stuff, they should sort of really sort of the year out sabbatical sort of thing that I think Americans do mostly is a very good idea. It's just go out, clear your head, even if it's for a couple of months. Go learn about the world. Go seek new horizons. I think traveling alone when I was a kid was one of the best things I did. I enjoy traveling with other people, and it was one of the reasons I decided to settle down and sort of get into a relationship because I enjoyed to travel with other people. But I do wander alone a lot in my life, just to sort my head out because nobody can sort your head out for you. You see all these, I see these young people, and they're like all seeing therapists. And I think there is a benefit. Crumbs, I studied enough therapy, didn't I? I could I could do that sort of thing if I needed to. But I think you should have about 6 to 10 sessions with a therapist and then move on. If they haven't sorted your head out by then, you're kind of in the wrong place. It's like when therapy goes on for years and years and years, you're like, what exactly? It's like you're gonna have to learn to sort your own head out because nobody's coming along to do it for you. I think the savior complex, the Abrahamic savior complex, is written into our society that's kind of annoying. It's like somebody's coming to save you. Um, doesn't work that way. Not even sort of partners, marriage, children, all of that. It's an illusion if you think that somebody's coming to save you. You have to save you. Step up, look yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, it's okay. We do this together. There was something I think it was a YouTube thing, maybe TikTok. It was one of those things that was saying it was all the miserable things, like you will be forgotten. Nobody will ever remember you. When everybody who has ever met you dies, nobody will ever remember you. Why is this a bad thing? Who gives a flying fuck about what other people remember or what happens after you're dead? Are you that dead? Aren't you not just being reborn again and again and again? It's like, wow, who cares what other people think? Why? You're not them. And half the time they're not thinking anyway. They're not in that like thought mode. They're not thinking about you. And most of the time they're thinking about what you think of them. It's I've always known this. I guess reading people's minds it can be a problem because you know that they're full of shit most of the time. But the idea that being forgotten is a thing, I'm not going to forget me. And a whole bunch of stuff happens to me that I've never talked about and I don't need to talk about. I'll work my way through it. It's like we make other people such a big part of our lives. And I do think that um yeah, find working with your own brain to make your own brain friendly. It isn't an easy place to do, and sometimes it is your worst enemy. Your mind can be overthinking and it won't shut the fuck up and it won't settle down. But you need to cultivate the relationship with your own mind far more than you do with other people. Whoa, far more. But that's how I've managed to take over for so long. Because without that sort of things that I learnt by going inside and into the shadow realms, I would have self-combusted a long time ago. Self-sabotaged, fucked up. I would not be here today, put it that way. I'm still surprised that I am, to be honest. How the hell did I survive? But I'm looking at people who are going through mental hell as their mind tortures them. And I'm saying, keep going. Just don't stop moving. A lot of the times when you take tablets, they stop you moving. Okay, they keep you in one place. And that's fine if you need a space in the storm. But you need to keep moving, and the tablets are not going to allow that. So you're going to have to come off the tablets, and then you can keep swimming, and then you can find. It's like it's a flow. It's not necessarily a place where you should rest. So in other words, you have a whole bunch of thoughts go down in the spiral, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, all of that. Right, keep moving. It moves on. It moves to a better place. It moves. And as long as you're moving, you're fine. You can find some higher ground until the next time. But the tablets, on the other hand, hold you still. And I'm not entirely sure if that's a good idea for a long time. I think there's meant to be a time limit on how long you take tablets. Don't know. I have to ask a friend who knows about tablets. I'm not a medication person. Saying that, I need to take my beta blockers to stop me shaking. Ah, yes, but it does keep my blood pressure down. I have a fault in me that I am trying to mentally mend, and that's quite a thing. I reckon I can change my physiology by going into certain states. Now, what I have is genetic, and I'm told, oh, there's no cure. Okay, fine. There's no cure on the outside. I can take meds that will hold it. But why can't I mend it? There's absolutely no reason why I can't, and that's my goal, if you like. It's like I'm going to see if I can get myself off the meds and mend what I have. That's exciting.
You think you're empty. You think there's nothing left. But you keep finding one more breath, one more step. That well runs deeper than you know. Dark Moon Radio. Trust what's inside.
Yes, trusting what's inside. And now, I don't disagree with taking meds. Trust me, painkillers are amazing thing. So I'm not an anti any of that. I'm just saying that the body is an amazing thing for mending itself. So why are we not going within and mending ourselves? We hear about miracle cures all the time. And it's like, and things like my van. I had a van a couple of years back, and the power steering went. I didn't do much about it for a while. And it was tough and then it just sort of mended itself. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know much about cars, but I do know that I decided to give my van Reiki. And it sorted itself out. And yeah, I had a light on the dashboard. So Reiki the car, the van, and suddenly it's like, and I think with Reiki teaches you to use the energetics of the body for the body. Anybody who wants a Reiki treatment, it's easy. Let me know. I can fire off some Reiki. Reiki is just helping the body to heal itself. Now, it's all got all kinds of almost a religion around it. I don't like that either. But I used to love giving workshops for children, sort of mother and baby groups, where you give the child magic hands. And when they have an owie, they put their magic hands over the owie. And they, it's kind of, you mingle the idea with mother's love, and it self-empowers them so that they can heal themselves. And I think it sets themselves up to sort of, before you go running off to a doctor, no, if you've broken your arm or leg or something like that, it's kind of Reiki is not going to help. I get it. It's not that level. But for energetics and emotionals, it works pretty well. Does it work on my van? I don't know. I wasn't going to question the fact that things get better when you Reiki vans. Things do get better, okay? I've had too many times where it's worked for me. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody. There was a guy at a fair, he was saying that, power of Jesus will fill his tank with petrol. I don't think so, all right? If that guy thinks so, cool. I'm sure the petrol companies, the gas companies will want to talk to him about it. But yeah, there's a lot of bollocks out there. And I agree, there's some of it is a little bit much. Right, we're going to witness the pain. To be a witness. This song, this is for if you are looking and watching people and the world be in pain. All right? what to do, because you can't help everybody. I would love to go over to Iran and see if I could help. I probably would just be in the way. I wouldn't know how to help. I would love to stop people killing each other. I would love to do that. I can't do it, right? So the powerless that I'm left with, this is how I deal with it. I am the witness. And this is where this song comes out of. This is healing as an honesty, not as a performance. Take your time. Take your time. Easy now. The hurt does not get to rule you, but you are going to give it a voice. We are not calming the storm. We are stepping into it. You are seen, you are
No white
heard,
light,
you are
no silver
loved.
ladder.
Oh,
No,
you are
everything
loved.
happens for a reason, bullshit.
I hear you, and I
We
love
come as
you
we are,
for
with
all
teeth
your
clenched,
strength,
with ribs tight,
for all your
with
wonder.
memories that still
You
gleam
survived
from
this,
touch.
you survived this, and you thrive it.
This is where the place is that hurts the most.
You've been there
We do
before.
not turn away.
Pain is not the enemy. It is sensation
We
that's lost
breathe,
its witness.
not to
It's
soothe,
the message that never lands.
stay. Let the ache have a voice. Let the grief speak its ugly
stay.
language. Let the body tell the truth that it's been holding far too long. Pain is not the enemy. It's a sensation that lost its witness. It's a message that never landed. A scream. So we listen. Stay with pain. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
We're not calming the storm.
Not
We're
analysing.
stepping into it.
Not
And it
fixing.
takes us, and it looks us
Not
round
forgiving
and round,
before the
and
wound
it's
is
fucking
keen.
hurts.
Beautiful.
White light, no silver ladder.
Name its weight.
No, everything happens for
Its
a
temperature.
reason. Teeth clenched.
Let it be exactly what it is.
The memories
Pain.
still bleed when touched.
Pain, 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 pain,
This is
pain.
the place where it hurts.
Stay with it.
We're not going to turn away.
We're gonna survive this, even if you don't feel brave, even if you don't feel whole. Part of you is still back there. Part isn't broken. It's frozen.
We're not going to turn away. This is the place where it
So we
hurts.
thaw slowly,
We have
without
to see
force.
it and feel it.
Pain, pain,
And wonder
pain.
at it.
Pain moves when
Hello,
it's allowed.
pain.
Tears are not a weakness.
I'm going to
Cry.
breathe again.
Depression.
And another breath,
Breathe.
not to soothe,
Persistent.
but to stay. I
Breathe.
stay. You stay.
Breathe
again.
Receive, stay, witness, to anchor.
We love. Hello,
And
pain. Stay with it.
I'm sorry.
Stay with
Please
it.
forgive me. Thank you.
You are here now.
I love
This
you.
body is yours. This moment has edges and time. The hurt does not get to rule you, but it does get to speak. The hurt does not get to rule you, but it does get to speak. You give it a voice, you hold. Stay with it. And when it is finished, and when it finally exhales, what remains is not emptiness. Only you remain. It's space. What remains is space. A space where strength can return. A space where truth can land. A space where power grows its roots. You know this space. You've been here so many times. Pain. Pain makes the space where strength can return. Where
You are
truth can
here
land,
now.
where power
You are
grows
right
its
here,
roots.
right now. This body is still yours. It's not healing as a performance.
Give it away.
It's healing as a
honest.
surrender control. And you're allowed to take your time.
Moment.
It is and is grounded. The hurt does not get to you. The trauma. It's going to be. You're going to listen while it's speaks. And when it is finished, finally exhales. The pain knows the way out. What remains is space. Space. Are you listening? New life, new creativity. You're allowed time. Stay, breathe, witness. Stay, breathe, witness. Stay, breathe, a witness. Yep. Okay, right. Let's go have a look at things. Now, I was aware on the 1st of March. Of course, today's the 2nd of March. Yesterday was a bit of a blur to me, but it was this Duisant. I'm not sure I pronounced that well, but it's the St. David's Day in Wales. And I've just found a bit of writing from a Welsh lady, a international celebrity psychic medium. Okay, whatever you have to do to earn a living, love. Botox is not a good thing round lips. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. I'm allowed that. We honour the storm-born mystic, born in 487, in the middle of a violent coastal storm at Caerfei, raised by his mother Non. Formed in disciplined prayer and fierce simplicity. Legend saith that even in the womb, he carried power, and priests struck silent in his presence. Yeah, okay. I don't know a lot about this, and I'm reading this, and founded monasteries across Wales. Okay, symbol of Llandui Briefi. I have my mother's family was from Wales, so I have Welsh in me, but I don't know. I've been to Wales many times, lived there for a few months. Found the valleys. The valleys were very fun, but the leek and the daffodil. Yeah, unification, survival. Okay, I'm not going to read this because my Welsh and my pronunciation of Welsh will have you laughing. But one of the things is the land is beautiful, and it's part of the Isles of Albion, and it's a dragon's land, and it hasn't forgotten its dragon heritage. It's on the flag, for crying out loud. And I totally respect the Welsh people, and I think it's really shit the way that their culture, their language. Come on, the Welsh language should not be disappearing, and I get cross about that. They should be able to keep their language. I would even learn bits of it, but I didn't meet anyone there who was willing to teach. It's like they were a strong people, and now, hopefully they've still got the strength. Land, but the Jewy Sant. So basically, it's St. David's Day. Yesterday. That's kind of cool. We respect that. I like the Welsh. But I'm also looking down this lady's Justin Wero Stakes. Again, Virgo blood moon eclipse ritual. White candle, bowl of water, small dish of salt. This is Wiccan 101. I have no problem with Wiccan, but it is like, if you're a beginner, if you've never visualized in your life, if you've never walked the land, yeah, this might be a good way to start. I started this way
many, many decades ago. Ooh, hello. What have we got flying? We've got a flying things in. There's lots of flying things. I don't know. It looked like a wasp or a bee. It might have been a wasp. Okay. Dog has a thing about trying to eat these things. Right, so where was I? Ah, yes. On paper, write the habit you're ready to end, the thought pattern that keeps you small, the expectation that exhausts you, and the role that you've been performing. All right, what habit am I waiting to end? Well, I should say chocolate, but I'm not going to do that. It's not happening. I'm going to eat chocolate, right? What habit? I don't know. Thought pattern that keeps me small. I'm not good enough. That's always been my ultimate fallback negative thought pattern, is I'm not good enough. And I've rooted out the programming. I've rooted out where it came from. It's kind of a genetic thing. It's also a heritage. Yeah, thought pattern's easy. Expectation that exhausts you. Oh, it's got to be, I've got to earn money. I've had that expectation for decades and I still haven't managed it yet. I've got to be self-sufficient. That's exhausting. The role that I've been performing. Sometimes being a partner to my partner, it's a performance sometimes. I'm changing a lot, so I'm aware of the performance and the role. And it's like, it still suits me and I'm still all right with it. But I'm having to change my role a bit. I've kind of been like the emotional support animal for enough times with this. And I'm like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to. So, yeah, apart from the habit. Oh, a habit that I'm ready to end. Tea? No, I'm not giving up that yes either. I have to think about that one. Be exact, name it properly. Virgo energy responds to precision. Okay, salt and water purification. Pinch of salt into the water and stir slowly and say, I release outdated patterns. I cleanse inherited burdens. It's always a good thing. I return to clarity. Dip your fingers in the water and touch the forehead for clearing mental loops. I like that. The throat for releasing suppressed truth. Again. The heart for softening self-judgment. Let it air dry, no rushing. Step 4, the release. Light the candle. Read what you wrote once, calmly, without drama. Safely burn the paper, or tear it into small pieces if fire isn't possible. It transforms and say, this cycle is complete. The lesson remains. The burden dissolves. Watch it fully finish. Completion matters under Virgo. Sit in silence for a few minutes, no manifestation, no manifesting, no asking for signs, no bargain with the universe. It's a waste of time. Don't ever bargain with the universe. Eclipses remove before they rebuild. Over the coming days, hydrate. Oh gosh. Now I'm disappointed because now I'm noticing the little emojis and then the word hydrate. And I know that isn't, that's a ChatGPT thing because it tells me often, you've got to hydrate. It means it's a AI. Oh, now I'm disappointed. It was going so well. Hydrate, rest, simplify, pay attention to your dreams. The eclipse is not punishment. Yeah, okay, it's AI. Do you know that the Vatican, I think it was the Pope himself in the Catholic Church, has told Catholic priests to stop using AI to write their sermons because it's a godless beast. And it's like, oh, please. AI is like taking over spirituality. Hydrate. Whenever I see the word hydrate, it's a keyword for me that it's a AI thing. Oh, now I'm disappointed. But she has got Botox lips. I suppose that's allowed. I should get off my When I was an acupuncturist, I had to deal with a lot of Botox gone wrong. By the looks of things, it doesn't go wrong half as much as it used to. But as an acupuncturist, I was trying to smooth out the lumps and bumps that was Botox when it goes lumpy and bumpy. It wasn't fun, and I kind of I would never touch Botox because of it, because there was a lot of people that, woo, the Botox went from. Now, again, this was probably a decade ago at least. So I have this thing about, I take the piss out of Botox lips. And it's bad of me. That's, yes, spank me. That's naughty, naughty. She's probably pretty good. High priestess, Viking witch, ancestral and cosmic lineage, tarot ritual, trauma and ancestral clearing, crystal practeria, paranormal investigation, the Wyro paranormal files. Cool. That all sounds great. That all sounds great. Right, before I get myself into any more hot water. Yeah, well, we honour St. David, the Welsh saint. That's okay. Let's put some We Are Here up.
Our ways are changing, being changed and reformed by turning within. The outer land is transformed.
Old England speaks to us on a cold and misty morn. The magic is still found in every dawn. Let yesterday speak to tomorrow through you, and find connection in the present that rings true. Our ways are changing, being changed and reformed by turning within. The outer land is transformed. In hedgerow and hollow, in river and fen, through inner seeking,
old ways of calling
us
to begin
and write ourselves anew on history's page. The standing stones remember what we've forgotten. The oak trees still whisper secrets unbegotten. In hedgerow and hollow, in river and fen, the old ways call us to begin once again. Look softly on the earth our ancestors knew. It's here and now, hear the sound of the echoes of the past, memory in its ancient bones. We are one with the earth and the sky. Celebrate and cheer as the clouds field and forest, every buried stone. So listen to the wind across the moor, it carries voices from the days of yore. As the cold goes greater, we rise slowly once more, and in that listening, stirring to our feet, find yourselves remade. A bridge energy between the light where attention there comes the shade. Here. The future grows from seeds the past has sown. We are never truly walking here alone. Again. Old England speaks. If we pause to hear, will know, and we'll find the way ahead. We hear the echoes of the past clear as it bounces and multiplies. We are here, and we remain.
We are here and we remain. Yes, for today anyway. Anil has just put something up on the Dark Moon community. Good morning, Anil. It's nice to have your interaction, and you've put a YouTube thing up there. And I just checked out the link. I can't listen to it right now because it would kind of mess up. But it is Roots, Maneuver, and Fun-Loving Criminals. Witness. Oh, they performs Witness. I will listen to that later. So it's like, Roots, Minerva, and Fun-Loving Criminals. Maneuver. I will definitely have a listen to that. Thank you very much. I'm always up for information you want to throw my way. Even come on the radio show and we'll have a chat. That'd be awesome. Okay, now I have a little story. I like stories. And the problem is I can't pronounce it. Fumamach. F-U-A, Fua. Fuamanach. 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 Fumanach. Yeah, I know. It's going to annoy Gwendolyn if she's listening. I can't pronounce it. But Fumanach, I'm going to just say Fumanach, is rarely spoken about. Okay? History remembers Etienne. It remembers Medea. It remembers the beautiful love story. But it forgets the first wife. In Irish mythology, Fumanach was the wife of Medea before Etienne, and before she entered the story. When Medea fell in love with Etienne, Fumanach did not weep quietly. She did not accept replacement as destiny. She turned to magic. Fumanach transformed Etienne into a fly, condemning her to something stuck in my throat there. Years of wandering, exile, and suffering. Not once, repeatedly. Each time Etienne found form again, Fumanach stripped it away. Cruel? Yes. But myth is not morality at play. Fumanach represents the archetype we are uncomfortable with. Society is uncomfortable with. The displaced woman, the aging wife, the one who is no longer the muse, the one watching herself be exchanged for youth. She is not the ingenie. She's not the chosen. She's the one who sees the writing on the wall and refuses to go quietly. In patriarchal retellings, she becomes a villain. Jealous, bitter, witch-like. But look deeper, okay? She wields power. She understands transformation and she refuses erasure. Right, that's kind of a patriarchy problem. Because we don't go quietly. We actually get more powerful as we get older. And it's kind of the opposite of a man. Yeah, some men can get powerful, but the menopause kind of is the power there. And yes, her shadow is destructive, all right? She's going to wield negativity. But her presence reveals something raw. What happens to women when they're replaced? When devotion between a couple, man and wife, is not enough. When love shifts towards novelty, new, fresh. Yes, not fuckable anymore. Fumanach's magic is grief turned outwards. Right, she's pissed. Rage turned strategics, and pain turned into spell work. And you look at it, and it's not hard to look far in the world where this is happening. Right, she's part of the feminine that does not want to be saintly about betrayal. So, yeah, the idea of the Abrahamics is a meek and mild woman, right the way through her life, right? Meek and mild. Meek and mild, meek and mild. Sit down, shut up, do your thing. Yeah, but fulmanac represents, like, she's not going quietly. And if the myths only remember the new bride, they silence the first queen. Fulmanac is not a role model, she's a mirror. And mirrors on society goes, ouch. She asks, what do you become when you're no longer chosen? Do you dissolve? Or do you transform, even if that makes you the villain? Sometimes the most powerful figures in mythology are not the beloved. They're the ones history tried to make forget. You call it jealousy. I call it refusing to disappear. Just because something new and fresh comes along, you don't get to throw me away. And if you try, shit, it's the fan. Whew. But that's what best stories are made of. And I like stories like that. Yeah, it's fun stuff. Your scars prove you survived what tried to break you. That's not nothing.
Dark Moon Radio.
Dark Moon Radio. Yep, that's where we find some weird shit. And weird stories. I am never ever going to apologize for weird shit. It has to be different. I stand. It's a bit of a long one, but I like this. This is my, what do they call this? This is my dedication. This is my, what I'm moving towards.
I stand in the center of my craft. I stand in the truth of my expression. I stand in the rising of my life. I stand in the legacy, and the field stands with me. What I send out returns with interest. What I voice echoes in many ears. What I create builds a path towards me. I rise, I become. I breathe twice, and the air rearranges itself around my name. I breathe thrice, and the field opens up like a tide returning home. I weave the unseen lines that carry my voice. I call the currents that remember my sound. I awaken pathways between my breath and their hearts. With every tone I shape, the field responds. With every word I sing, the threads align. With every spell sound I cast, my presence becomes undeniable. I do not force, I do not grasp. I resonate. I do not force, I do not grasp. I resonate. And resonate carries further than reach, deeper than volume, truer than ambition. Let those who are meant for me feel the shift, the subtle fold, the curious spark, the sense of I need to hear more. Twice in the air arranges itself around my name. Gravity into the field, I weave magnetism into the field, opens up like a tide, sustains attention into the field. I weave renewal into the field. I weave it all into the field. My voice travels in spirals, lowered, timeless, guiding through emotion. intellect, instinct, memory, intuition. My work lands exactly where it should. My people find me without effort. My present amplifies without strain. The field grows with every creation. The field strengthens with every offering. The field expands with every listener who lingers. This isn't police. This isn't hunger. This is aligned meeting readiness.
I
All the currents that remember my sound expression. I stand in the rising of my life. I stand in my legacy.
halfway between breath
And the field stands with me.
With every spell sound I cast, my presence becomes undeniable.
Returns with interest. What voice echoes in my ears, I respond. What I believe built the path towards me. I rise and I become. And the field begins again, the field grows again, and the field carries me further again and again and round. Instinct, memory, intuition. Let those who are meant for me feel the shift, the subtle fold, the curious spark. The sense I need to hear more. With every tone I shake, the field responds. With every word I shake, this thread is aligned. With every spell sound I shake and cast. My presence
And resonance carries further, deeper and truer than ambition.
far further than I could shift deeper than
The subtle pull, the curious spark. You need to hear more. I recognize into the field. I sustain the station. People find This is alignment, meeting, readiness. I stand in the rising of my life. There we go. That is my goal, my keywords. Everybody seems to, put up what's, when they're starting a business, right? It's a business. This is a brand. I'm going to put American accent because Americans seem to do this and they're very good at doing this. I totally respect it. I am rubbish at it, okay? I start going, why? Why should I do it that way? I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it my way. I'm not going to do it that way. And it's like, but their way works, my way doesn't. Yeah. But it's a brand, and you've got your goals and your keywords and who is your designated audience. If you've got to have your audience picked out in advance, who's your customers, who's your clients, and you look at it and go, well, anyone who wants. Yes, that's the wrong answer, but it's the truth. I don't want to just radiate to just one type of people. I don't know what that type of people is. And my niche marketing, and oh God, I'm going to say it's a cultural thing. Either that or it's just Kate just can't cope with that. That's not my thing. I don't understand it. It might be American. I don't understand Americans, and that's quite all right. Americans don't always understand British people. We are different cultures now. We speak the same language. Well, we speak a common language. It's very different. Yeah, I try not to go into places which I don't understand, and I'm trying to find my market, my niche. It's like, oh, please, please don't make me do that. They all start off trying to funnel you down into like a vat that can be sold and packaged and sold into a certain way. And I never find I fit. This is another thing. What a surprise. Kate, you don't fit. Yeah, I don't actually fit into the packages that they want to market. So I'm filling out a form saying that I would like assistance with my marketing. And then they ask you a whole bunch of questions, and the questions have set answers. And I'm looking at these questions and I'm thinking, okay, it's not A, it's not B, it's not C, it's not D. Okay, let's find an other. Let's put an other. And then the other has a whole set of questions that don't fit either. And I'm like, yes. Okay, I don't know how to answer these questions. I'm not pigeonholed enough. And it's like, well, if you pigeonhole yourself, you could earn millions and millions of pounds and dollars. You could become a multimillionaire and earn £10,000 here and there and £100,000 in a year and all that. And if you could package yourself in a nice, neat box with a ribbon that everybody can understand. And I'm like, right, If, huh? Can I do it my way? Yeah, but it might not work. It's the quandaries of life that I get amused at. I get frustrated, certainly, because it's like pigeonholing. I don't know how to pigeonhole myself. I'm too old to compromise and say, well, let's try it that way. I will try lots of things. I suppose I have to compromise. I have to bend a little. And I used to be able to bend a lot better. I will bend like a reed in the wind. I always liked that expression. I think it probably was a June one. But it just means to just bend rather than break. Medusa, Medusa.
They don't want you to see yourself inside her face. They don't want you to know you share their sacred
They never
space.
tell the real story. No, they never do. They just show the monster, hide the woman from the view. Snakes for hair and eyes that turn men to stone.
Let your fury be
But they won't
holy.
tell you.
Wear your scars
why
like
she
armor
walks this
bright.
path
Let your
alone.
no become a fortress. Your boundaries pure and right.
She was beautiful once, a priestess, soft and pure. Served in Athena's temple, her devotion was so sure. Untouched and holy, living close to
He took what
divine
wasn't
light.
his. He violated.
Until
He broke
Poseidon decided her
stole her
body
innocence.
was his
Father,
right.
Holy Son. They spoke. They condemned. They didn't hold their breath. They said,
That day, sweet
Bad
Medusa learned
evil
what
woman.
softness really cost. Her beauty became a weapon in a battle she had lost. Temple and all the gods,
and all the people standing near punished her for seduction, blamed the victim, made it clear. From that moment she was cast out, banished, demonized, made into something ugly in their
She was cursed while he walked free,
not because
transformed for being prey,
cruelty took the throne,
not because she became
because
evil,
she wouldn't play
but
nice,
refused to look away.
soften her.
He walked free while she was cursed. She was transformed for being prey.
She became what the world demanded, forced her hand to be. Not a monster
Used
in
to
the
look
darkness,
away.
but a mirror, so you see. She reveals the shadow lurking deep in the hearts
Let
of
your
men.
fury be holy.
Exposes
Wear
what
your
they
scars
carry,
like armor bright.
they won't
Let your no become a
acknowledge them.
fortress. Your boundaries pure and right.
Those who came with fear or domination turn to stone. Those who come
From
in
that
peace
moment she
just
was
walk
cast
away,
out, banished,
deceived,
demonized,
unshown.
made into something ugly
Unready
in their
to face
judgmental
themselves,
eyes.
the truth inside their chest.
Not because
She
her
simply
soul
holds
turned
the
dark
mirror.
or cruelty took the throne,
Let's
but because
do
she
the
wouldn't
rest.
play nice and wouldn't soften her tone. They call her dangerous now because she wouldn't let men near, because she learned to freeze them, the penetrating sneer.
She's the face of women who've finally had enough. Enough betrayal, abandonment, when life turns bitter and rough. Enough, be gentle, be kind, and forgive them every day, while being ripped apart inside in every single way.
Medusa, Medusa, the woman they couldn't break. Medusa, Medusa, protection, not vengeance she makes. When you've been hunted through, your softness turns to stone, a fortress
If
for
they've
survival
told you
when you're
too
standing all
aggressive,
alone.
too angry, too on guard, maybe you're protecting that
Became
young
what
girl
the world
whose
demanded,
life was seriously
forced her
scarred.
hand to be
The girl that no
not a
one else
monster in the
protected when
darkness,
she needed someone
but a
near.
mirror so
Maybe
you
it's not
see.
you at all. Maybe it's all them, my dear.
She's the face of women who finally have had enough. Enough betrayal, abandonment when love turns bitter rough. She reminds us when we're left to stand and self-defend. We become the fire, the storm that will not bend. We become
Medusa,
legend,
Medusa,
the
we don't
stars
need to be
above.
saved. Medusa,
All because
Medusa,
we just
remember
tried to love.
how we're made. We're the storm, the fire, the legend and the law. The woman they couldn't break, and we'll walk through that sacred door.
Let your fury be holy. Wear your scars like armor bright. Let your no become a fortress. Your boundaries pure and right. Whew, that takes a lot out of you. Listening to that, whoa! We're still here. We're still going.
You're still here. That counts for something. Dark Moon Radio.
It does indeed. Woo-wee! I get phased out sometimes listening to all of this. Okay. What's next? What's next? I'm just flicking through stuff. You know, it's an awful lot of stuff of like on yes, blood moon eclipse, da 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 da. Because I've got the algorithm for that, so it's all over the place. But I try and weed through
weed through them all. And then I end up sort of in the ADHD, neurotypical stuff. I don't think I have ADHD. I've got certain traits that would be, but the more I look into it, the more I'm going, this is just not really. I'm more of the neurospicy sort of level. And then there's the politics. So I'm looking at basically the politics. And then there's the nice stuff. When you feel and believe in self-love. You see, this is the neurotypical stuff. Okay, this is where I need specifics because the word love, right? Now the word love has been, oh dear, I have no idea, right? You started off with parents that say, uh, just ignore the dog. They don't say that. People are going past and the dog is trashing the blinds again. It's okay. There's probably a cat outside on the deck, and they go, "Oh, it's a cat." Um, just settle down, silly. Yes, so you start off with parents, and they say, "If you do that, I will love you more." And they don't say it quite in those words, but that's what I read from them. Okay, I will love you if you do ... If you tidy your bedroom, if you do well in school, if you know, be normal. I was told that quite a bit. Be normal and we will love you more. So you start to think that, I don't get love is not conditional. If you are good, if you are sexy, if you're alive, if you treat me right, if you pander to my moods, I mean, yeah, okay, I was married for a while, so a little bit of edge there. So this idea of love, okay, what the fuck does it mean? And self-love. Self-love, I thought that was a euphemism for masturbation. Obviously, it's like, yeah, not. But self-love. So you've got to feel good about yourself, regardless of what you do. Unconditional self-love? Okay, possibly. What the fuck does it mean? Our culture has, there's songs about love. And when it goes wrong, people cry and it hurts. Yeah, the word is still. You were not going to find many of that word in my songs because I don't understand what it means. People seem to have various thoughts in their heads about love and like the romantic love of hearts and flowers and I love you for who you are because you're beautiful. Right. Well, when I'm not beautiful, are you telling me you just cast me out and you won't love me anymore? Because I'm not going to be beautiful. You see, I'm too literal. So romantic love is a fantasy. It's like a fantasy we create about people and places as we like them to be. I know that's a song in there somewhere. But it's like where are we meant to get the meaning? Now, when I had children, I put the word love together with duty, loyalty, responsibility, honor, because you are honor bound to love your kids or say you love your kids. And I tried to give them as many different meanings because I didn't understand what love was. I still don't understand what the word means. In context, as is everything. I get it, okay? Now, when you start talking about loving your God, I'm like, okay, I have no idea what that means. That is way over my head. And loving your divine. No, sorry, no idea. No absolute idea. Then you've got the unconditional love of, say, Jesus Christ. And you blink lots. Unconditional. So no matter what you do, right? You could be Jeffrey Epstein and somebody loves you unconditionally. Nope. Nope, I ain't buying that. Nope, you can't sell me that one. That is nope. That's a nope from me. So there's always going to be judgmental love. You can't be a monster and not say, hey, a monster to children, a monster to people, the innocent, and still have unconditional love. Ah, shut up, doglet. There's people sort of struggling by in the mud outside, I guess. And it's like, okay, so your shadow self. Can you unconditionally love your shadow self? That's the inner monster. That's the being inside that would hurt children and hurt the innocent and hurt the vulnerable and be mean to animals. And can you love that being? And I'm like, no, not really. I can understand them. That part of me that is the monster, it's the vampire. I can understand it, which to me is more than love. To be understanding of it, to look at it in the eye and go, yeah, I get you. And I suppose not rejecting it. But where does that fit with the love? You see this again? I don't know. I don't know. So when I look at self, when you feel and believe in self-love, that it blooms inside of you and out for all to see, bloom freely so that you may blossom. Yeah, I'm starting to I blink plots. I don't know what they're talking about. They could be talking about Mercury goes conjunct Pisces. I don't know. Right, what I do know is that I got a deck of tarot cards here. And I'm giving it a shuffle. And I'm going to do a reading for somebody who's listening. We don't know who that person is. I could be talking to you. But I'm going to just do the Celtic Cross basic reading. Right. Let's have a look. Okay, this is you. This covers you. It crosses you. It's above you. Beneath you. Behind you. In front of you. Ouch. Okay. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm just doing a basic reading for a person out there. And you may find that bits fit and it's talking to you and I'm talking to somebody else, or I don't know. I've never done mass readings for somebody. But we're looking at the Tower of Destruction. Now, Tower of Destruction, things fall over. This is time for composting, okay? It's time to put things away that has destroyed you and rebuild. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's a tough one, okay? It's got some nice cards around it, so you're not alone. But things are being rocked at the foundations, and you need to start rebuilding the phoenix. So be ready to rise from the ashes. If you can stay in a state of being that is tough, shit, basically. It's a shit situation. You have to stay in that shit situation for as long as you can. When you can't cope with it anymore, you rise. And people are going to fall away. People are going to leave. New people will come in. It's a tough time. I see you. And yes, things have to be rendered down. It is composting time. You got the Empress over you, so that's either you or I think it's you. So you have the wisdom, the inner knowledge, you have the skill set to do this. You may not believe it. It's a time of believing it. You also have strength above you. So you have the strength and the wisdom to get through this. It's kind of cool. Because if I was looking at some weak ass cards here, right, some really pathetic, weak, sad ones, like, oh, poor you, I'd be actually giving you a lot of sympathy and a lot of empathy, because a lot of people couldn't survive what you're going through. A lot of people would just fall into the compost themselves, and that's it. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that you're coming out of this unscathed. If we create our own reality, right, you are not a victim. You've never been a victim. You can play it around if you like, but whoever I'm doing a reading for is not a victim, and you're not weak ass about these things, right? And when the shit hits the fan, you can deal with it. It just sometimes it doesn't feel like it at the time. You are not alone, but sometimes it feels like you are alone. Right, so with the Empress and strength is also lust, right? And I don't usually like mentioning lust. People's sexuality is their own. People's sex for life, lust for life is their own. But sometimes sexuality of the body is necessary. In other words, I'm not necessarily saying go out and get laid, but if you've got a friend with benefits, go out and get laid. Either that or sort yourself out. But one way or the other, the strength of the body, you have to remind yourself of why you are alive and in the body. And when the shit hits the fan, sort yourself out. But the strength in the body, even though if you may feel like, oh, I'm older, I'm weaker, and going through shit. Find the strength in the body. Find the wisdom within. You've been through worse, but just doesn't feel like it right now. And just remember, when you go through this, you come out the other side, you are wiser and stronger. Wisdom through adversity. I'm not going to say that you're not going to come out changed. You're not going to be the same as you were before. You are going to be very, very different. But it's usually a good sort of difference. You're the person that went through it. Hold on to that. You have been the magician. You have been the tricky one, the manipulator. You have manipulated in using magic. Manipulation is not a bad thing in my book. You have manipulated. You have done the work, done the magic, the magician, the magus. You've also got the Cardassius there, which is healing. So you've been the healer, the service provider, whatever you want to call it. And now is the time for kind of rendering all that down, boiling it up, and kind of making it into a tincture, into a medicine for the future. Now, I've got the Hanged Man crossing you. The Hanged Man means sacrifice. You have to let go of things. You have to pretty much let go of everything in your life. And this is not an easy thing for you. You've tended to hold. You want to hold people. You want to hold things. And this is not easy for you. And you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to make the sacrifice. But the gains from it will be worth it. There's money worries and financial stuff beneath you. So I'm not talking about sort of you're going to come into wealth here. Worries are useful, but don't let them destroy you. You can't sort of go down into the depths of worry. Just acknowledge the worry. Yeah, you may not feel like you've got enough money. Acknowledge them, move on. Forming a truce, right? Compromise. I hate that word. But for short-term stuff, you're going to have to make a little bit of a compromise. But the whole situation is shit anyway. A little bit of compromise won't harm you. You have the strength, you've got the wisdom, you've got the knowledge. I'm not worried about you. I'm just, I'm compassionate for the fact that you're going through shit, but you will be a hell of a lot stronger when you come through it. And it will be a lot better. Okay, there's little compromises and little niggles along the way. It's gonna hurt. But you've been hurt before and you've won through it. This is a different type. Fine. It's a spiral. Spiral down, spiral back up again. The spiral goes both ways. It's not a circle. You're not going round and round to the same place you started from. You've done this before. This is a spiral you know. Trust it. Trust yourself. And there is a phrase that comes to mind while I'm looking at the cards. Now, the phrase has been misused a lot. Right, and I mean it in the best possible way. Don't take the phrase out of context. But we are not given anything in our life that we can't handle. Right. We are not given anything in our life that we can't handle. It just feels that way. And people say, what happens to the ones that were destroyed? Well, destroyed in what way? Physically, mentally, emotionally? Yeah, okay. Context is everything. I'm just pulling 3 cards to see where your future lies. Victory. There you go. Victory. And this is karmic. A lot of the things, karmic kind of means, in my world, karmic isn't like retaliation or, it's kind of like things that were left undone. And there's no real set piece for karma. Karma will do specifically for you. It's like if you felt that you died and go to heaven. That's a specific karma for you because you believe that. You've got the Queen of Wands as a good friend there. Queen of Wands, somebody who's cat-like and crafty. Somebody who's fiery and no bullshit, and also has the pineal gland intact. So, Queen of Wands there. I'm not frightened for you. It's going through shit time, but you come out a winner. Seeds are planted for the future. This is not over. You just got to let compost go. Compost stinks for a while, right? As it rots down. It's a gardening term, but nature, you find aspects of nature across the board. Okay, dokie. Let's go for a walk in the garden. We are weaving a hypnotic thought. We wander paths that the world forgot. A slow, peaceful, moving rest. 1 foot, 1 breath. The body is blessed. Leaving behind the home and hearth, stepping softly into the living earth, into forests, branches and trees seduced by colour, sense and breeze. Breathing in abundance wide, letting troubles slip aside, here and now in body and mind, drifting gently, so soft and kind. We are weaving a hypnotic thought while taking a long, peaceful walk to rest while moving down the path, leaving behind our home and hearth. Stepping into a world of forests and trees, being seduced by nature's flowers and coloured leaves, listening and breathing in all the abundance of life, and leaving behind all troubles and strife, being present and aware in both body and mind, drifting a little, but being kind. This is your world in the right time and space. Each thought is let go without leaving a trace. Each thought dissolves without a trace. Walk and move with no other desire or intent. No need to grasp. Walking through the air that is never spent. Though the air that is never spent. Feeling your feet move on the ground, with nature's song as your only sound. Acknowledge your thoughts, flutter and blow, but don't follow them, just let them go. Awareness of walking, and that alone. With patience and self-love, it will become home. A deeper knowing of being still inside, of facing oneself without having to hide. While weaving a wave while you walk, peace is found while you walk your talk. Thoughts may flutter, rise and flow, see them smile and then let them go. Awareness walking away, nothing exists but here and there. With patience, self-love finally home, the art of presence becomes your own. A deeper stillness held inside, no masks to wear, no need to hide. While weaving a wave while you walk, peace is found while you talk your walk. While weaving a wave, while waving a wave, while walking a wave, while weaving a walk. Peace is found when you talk your walk. Peace is found when you walk your talk. This is your journey and it will glow. Peace is found and leading a wave with every stride. You are so much more than you think you know. This is the way you must follow the flow. Walk your truth, let silence this is the way you must follow the flow. Soft yet deep. This is your journey, watch it glow. You are far more than you think you know. Follow the rhythm, steady and slow. This is the way you follow the flow. This is the way you follow the flow. Isn't that nice? There we go. I'm just looking at Twitch. Twitch is really quite dead. I don't think I'm suitable for Twitch. I might have to find another stream. Oh, shut up, doglet. There's lots of people out there. There shouldn't be lots of people out there. We're in quite a quiet area. Barky barks. Okay, we've got the Taoism. We haven't done the Tao. I missed a few days last week, and then of course we had the weekend. But 1st of March. Nope, we're on the 2nd of March. The trouble worth keeping. In the classical Chinese phrase, the word for love and the word for trouble are joined without apology. Well, that goes very well with what I was talking about earlier. Means affection or care, and this one means, there's two symbols, Chinese symbols, implies anxiety or hardship. Together they suggest a kind of reverent watchfulness. This isn't sentimental pain-seeking. It's the idea that hardship, like a clay seed pot buried in frost, protects a future not yet visible. Ancient commentaries treated trouble not as an enemy to outwit, but as a husk from which something vital might sprout. The Tao is not about avoiding suffering. It's about holding it with intelligence. The image of a clay vessel returns often in the Taoist writing. Its usefulness lies in its vulnerability. A cracked jar is not discarded, it's mended, even prized, because the fissure marks where it's been most alive. That fragility makes it meaningful. We protect what can break. We value what demands care. Just as porcelain becomes value not through durability, but through refinement. So Lao Tzu hints that our relationship to adversity changes when we stop expecting immunity and start practicing attention. This passage is not asking you to love suffering for its own sake. It's asking you to tend to your own life with the tenderness that comes from seeing its limits clearly. When we treat our struggles as we would an ailing friend, not with despair, but with quiet stewardship, we start to participate in a larger rhythm of care. Pain is not proof of failure. It's an invitation to notice how we carry ourselves through a world that cracks. Okay. Prizes great trouble as your own body. Prize great trouble as your own body. Sometimes I miss much. I miss a lot in the translation. Love and trouble are joined without apologies. Oh. I'm going to have to think about that one. That one I don't get automatically. I get that things that are fragile we've got to look after more. Absolutely. Not quite sure about the rest. We're still through it. Think through it. Okay. Let's find a quick one. I haven't played this one for a while. This is my curse. This was my Halloween curses from last year. A woman with a poisoned tongue, sowing seeds of wicked fun. Half-truths blended with a little lies. How many friendships have to die of such wicked fun?
Realities that are shifted to suit, pretending to be such a nice old coot. But most are smarter than you know, and we do see the lies you sow. Wise, you are seriously not clever. Oh, but such a tiny dot. Your tongue is cursed to burn and blister, to be forsaken by both mother and sister. Games you weave will come undone, and dark shadows to you will come, of terrors that only you can see, to hold your hand for all eternity.
No, that isn't me laughing. That definitely wasn't me laughing. I thought I found it on a track somewhere, but yes, that was quite a fun thing to write. I have a few more of those that I need to turn into songs too. It amuses me. Halloween time is great for that sort of thing. I have to wait, but I'll have a whole album full of stuff by Halloween, I think.
You walked through fire so many times and never asked for anything. That's strength. That's you. That's the Dark Moon Radio.
Okay, we've done a couple of hours today, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now. I'm here to ignite. My words are blades and balm. Present stirs what's been buried deep. I am no longer asking for permission to speak. The ones that can hold me are already waking. The message for the ones who've also seen too much. You've been told, soften, dim, dilute. But I see what you'll really carry. I'm not here to fix it. I'm here to call you up. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're a catalyst, same as me. Welcome home. You're not a helper. You're a threshold guardian. I work with those who are buried, both broken and sense themselves fit. Yes, not to rescue, but to reflect. You're tired of bypassing, shrinking, of hiding your flame. I'm here to show you how to weave your pain to power. And soften it to rise. Rebuild from the ashes. Stop pretending you're not already power. This is a message to the one that's always been too much. You've been told to soften, dim, dilute, but I see what you're really carrying. I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to call you up. You're not alone, you're not broken. You're a catalyst, same as me. Welcome home. You're not here to coddle. You're here to catalyze. You're not misunderstood, you're just early.